Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. You know, life has been funny lately, and not necessarily in a ha-ha funny. Life has been funny. You know, I always say that you have to constantly keep reinventing yourself to stay relevant. I've said that for years after year after year after year, that you constantly have to evolve, you have to change to get better. Well, you know, it's funny, when I really got started in 2016 on YouTube, it's kind of like pioneers. You know, there was Shango. There was, of course, my man, Nothing But the Best Law Nation. And, of course, Vash Lombardi and a few other, YouTubers and things. But that was it. We got laughed at, basically, by the talking heads, the ESPNs and Fox Sports 1 and stuff. Pfft, YouTube, that's not real media. I literally have tried for years to get credentials, but they looked at us and said, "You're not real media. You're not real. You're not like the newspapers or, the networks." Meh. Well, now, all of those guys that used to laugh at us, they're coming on our turf. They think that this is the wild, wild west, because what's happening is their platforms, the cable TV networks, are dying. And they figure they can just slide right on in and just kick us to the curb. You know, I look at Ukraine, much smaller country, doesn't have the weaponry. Russia, they got the tanks, they got the bombers, they've got the air superiority, they have the bigger army. They have all the advantages. Yet, the big guys are getting their ass kicked. They thought, this shit's easy. We can go in there, we can take over that place. This is a little peanut. Huh. Okay. The ESPNs, the Foxes, they got tons of money. They got a whole lot. They got more money than I can even dream up to spend out there. They do. And maybe I'm crazy, but you know what? You're coming into my house now. And as long as there are jackasses, and I say jackasses, out there, like the Adam Scheffners, that you look at and say, I need to take that with a grain of salt. Is this some bullshit, or is this shit real? Or a guy who is so callous, instead of saying, Dwayne Haskins passed away today. He's survived by his son, wife, family members, and so on. Former NFL first-round draft pick. Rest in peace. Instead of saying something like that, something a humane person would do, he sullies the man on the day he passes. Now, Dez Bryant, I might say maybe that was just old age and just being an angry old man. Bitter, angry old man. And maybe I might give a 90-year-old a pass. But see, when I come in here and I tell you guys, straight up truth, I don't lie. I might shade it a little bit and make it fun, kind of like the Zeke Elliott fell out and Michael Irvin, help massage his shoulder for the autograph side. I might, do that a little bit because it's fun. But when somebody is in their position to supposedly be credible and doing a job, and they out and out just constantly lie, like the Aaron Rodgers situation, breaking that the day of the draft. Yeah. The Dak Prescott shoulder situation, and you can go down the litany of things that they do. Certainly Dez Bryant has a bone to pick with them because of the way they sullied his name. Yeah, Dez Bryant, when they basically said that, basically he is a domestic and violence person, that he's got a tape out there that's worse than Ray Rice's. And I never once heard them say, you know what, we were wrong about that. So the time is for me, and I hope my brethren out there in YouTube land, that we understand that we're at war and we have something to fight for. We do. I don't know about you guys, but I love a challenge, because everything I've done in my life, everything has always been against the odds. And the work starts right now. You may be smarter than me. You may have more money than me, but you will never, ever outwork my ass. And I will either win or I damn sure will die trying. And thus far, my ass is still here. Look for some changes like we do every off season. If the United States military wants to send me a few Stinger missiles, I won't turn them down. But get ready, folks. Jobu Sports, we're on a mission. Dwayne Haskins, brother, I hope you rest in peace. Check out the new Jobu Sports Report, coming soon.
Are they going to franchise it? They're not going to franchise it. And there's a video out there that might come to light. What the hell is going on?
What is going on? I'll just say this. Check back with me on that one.
Have you heard about? So you've heard about this video?
Heard about it?
Yeah. Have you seen it? Do you know what's on it?
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Is it less than complimentary?
I have not seen it.
You have not seen it. Okay. Is it something that's going to lead? Well, first of all, how could this not have been released at this point? How could nobody? Is he doing something criminal? Can you talk about it?
I'll say this. I've been working on this since September.
Since September?
Since September.
Is it criminal?
Like I said, I've been working on it since September. There's a lot involved.
Smooth criminal. Is this going to come out?
Don't know. Don't know yet.
Okay. Wow. I have never heard about this until the weekend. Yeah, me too. And now it's all over the internet.
It's taken up a lot of my time this season, I'll say that.
And you did it in a very clandestine way, it sounds like, then, right? I mean, did you have to? You felt like you had to?
Well, listen, whatever we've been working on is not ready for anybody,
right,
and maybe never will be.
Right.
Who knows? You got to be very careful on these things. So, people could talk about videos, they could talk about this, they could talk about that. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't mean anything, and it's really not fair to him right now until you have all your facts in line.
Okay.
Which we spent a long time trying to do.
And so the Cowboys are dealing with this, obviously. Is that part of the negotiation? Is it part of the decision to either tag or not tag him?
Dallas's decision is what they want to do with Dez Bryant. What's the best thing to do for the franchise? And I think ultimately I don't see a way in which Dez Bryant's leaving Dallas. I think that they have the tag at their disposal. They certainly can use the tag. And if they tag him, he's tied to there. So Dez Bryant's not going anywhere. And if I had to bet, I would bet that both Dez Bryant and DeMarco Murray are both back in Dallas next season.
Really? Okay.
That's how I see this playing out. But look, these things change on a day-to-day basis. So, what I believe now may be entirely different next week. These things are always very fluid. It's part of the ebb and flow of the offseason. But I'll just say this: Dez Bryant is going to have a tough time getting out of Dallas because of the tag. DeMarco Murray plays a running back, a position running back that has not been overly valued or paid particularly well. He'd like to stay in Dallas. There's no reason that the two sides can't come up with some type of deal that satisfies what he's looking for, that builds in some upside and incentives, that gives him the ability to earn more, that guarantees him a lot of money up front so that he's satisfied to a certain degree with the upfront money. And again, I just think that it's not a difficult proposition to work out a scenario to keep both those players in Dallas.
At what point do you think John Schneider